October is here, and it's starting to feel a lot more like fall outside. It's starting to look a lot more like fall with the leaves changing colors. And I don't know what comes to mind when you think of fall, if your mind goes straight to the s'mores or the warm clothes, the pretty leaves, the cooler weather. In a month we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving, and just as I was thinking about that, I was reminded of a passage here. It's probably one of the more popular passages on Thanksgiving, coming from 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Paul sort of giving some last-minute instructions to the church, and he says this in verse 16. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So as I was thinking about Thanksgiving, I was thinking about one of my own flaws in Thanksgiving. Sometimes it just seems like we can ask the Lord to do this or to do that, to grant us this or that. And then once it happens, it's like we immediately move on and forget to thank Him. I don't think I'm alone in this, but as I was thinking about that, I also thought about Pharaoh and how Pharaoh is not a shining example. He sort of did this, right? That God would put a plague on Egypt because of his hard-heartedness. He refused to let God's people go. And so Pharaoh would plead with Moses to talk to God for him to make the plague stop. Moses would do that. God would stop the plague. But then Pharaoh would just harden his heart. Not only did he not give thanks, but he refused to make good on his word. And so, in just thinking about this, I wanted to challenge you, as I challenge myself, to not be like Pharaoh, right? To think back on those things that we've asked God to grant us, even during this difficult year, and to look back and give thanks for those things, that He's come through for us, that He's listened to our requests. And at the same time, this doesn't have to be big things, right? I mean, if we're giving thanks in all circumstances, this is going to include the small things. And maybe these are things we take for granted, like a warm shower or a hot cup of coffee in the morning, clothes to put on our backs, roofs over our heads, vehicles that get us to and from the jobs that He's given to us, our church family, our family, and our friends, and just so many different things that maybe we take for granted, just like a pair of glasses that I can't see anything without. We really are in debt to God for all of these great mercies that He gives to us, and so I just wanted to stir you up to give thanks. I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, and I'm probably jumping the gun, but hey, we're to give thanks in all circumstances. And so I would just challenge you to do that this week.